And the starting group for the Grizzlies. Morant and Allen at the guard spots. Anderson is out there with Brooks. And it's Valanciunas in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Hornets, we've got Devontae Graham. Martin is out there with Miles Bridges. Then there's P.J. Washington. And it's Rozier in at the two-guard spot.
And making an immediate impact in this league, Graham was a tremendous find in the second round.
Yeah, the 34th pick in 2018. Some scouts felt he had a low ceiling, but someone who never loses confidence because he's had to prove himself at every level. That makes you battle-tested, and it prepares you to affect winning.
And getting the offense started with a high-quality look down low.
Bridges finds Rozier. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Excellent D there from Allen. Here's Anderson, and it's blocked.
The risk of rejection is real. When Washington's around you, you got to be extra careful.
You got to love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And how about then not settling? I mean, instead of being lazy with the shot selection, they go right to the rim.
And finished off by Morant.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, G.A. He really does put pressure on him.
And guys, it's clear, though, he enjoys showing off his athleticism. The D can't give him these opportunities.
Now, here's Bridges. He's coming off a 19-point game against Boston.
And it was the little things, too. I mean, getting to the line, finding ways to get his points any way possible.
Frank, for those teams who have overachieved in the regular season, as the playoffs are coming up, how do they ensure their success continues into the postseason?
Well, Kevin, the skeptics are still going to be out there. You just got to understand the playoffs are a different animal. You've got to be resilient and adaptable when the adversity hits because it's going to come. And the belief system is so paramount to success of teams, especially underdog teams in the postseason. Do they have the confidence to get the job done?
And so he hits both.
I mean, I think he's kind of a throwback kind of player, if you ask me. I mean, Anderson's nickname is Slow-Mo because of his ability to slow the game down and pick the opponent apart.
Now here's Graham. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Celtics in Boston.
And it was the little things, too. I mean, getting to the line, finding ways to get his points any way possible.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
The Hornets have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Here's Rozier. And again, the Hornets missing. For Memphis, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Brooks misses.
Oh, he did everything right there except hit the shot.
Bridges passes to Washington. And the rejection by Valanciunas. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Valanciunas. We have got to see that sensational mobile one block again.
Some intimidation right away. Got to show those shooters you're going to be there all night long.
And the Hornets making a change here. Zeller's checked in. A minute 20 left in the first. Second shot opportunity. He takes it up and lays it in.
And the work ethic of Zeller. Now that's what makes him dangerous when scoping out opportunities on the offensive glass.
No good from Clark. Charlotte trailing. Fast break now for Charlotte. Bridges leading the charge. A nice shot by Zeller.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Oh, it's simple. When you fail to put a body on someone, you're inviting a breakdown on the defensive glass.
Now here's Morant. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game. Jackson has the open look. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
They get away with it here, but that's not a shot you should ever be giving him.
Winslow against Bridges. Clock at 6. There's the pass to Graham. The three-pointer's right on target. Graham's got 5 points so far.
Oh, great ball movement from Bridges there. I mean, the self-awareness, the selfless attitude leading to the wide-open shot.
Morant outside.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. It's Charlotte. They lead by 3. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And when you consider how Charlotte is doing, guys, what do you think?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Yeah, governing the split second chance opportunities. I mean, that's what has them in the lead right now.
And here's Morant. He'll bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. They trail by 3. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And it was one of those games where it was just hard to get anything going. And you could see frustrations emerge.
I mean, it's hard not to get discouraged on such an off night shooting the ball, but somehow they kept the intensity up. I mean, that was a really gutty win.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Inside, Cody Zeller and Bismack Biyombo. Then there's McDaniels, and it's Wanamaker in at the 1 spot. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they're forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is, to me, absurd. You've always had it. The difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed. But it's always existed. And the reality is this, you become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
Now here's Morant. Biyombo with the block. Here's McDaniels. And it's out of bounds. The Hornets able to retain possession here. As we approach the playoffs, let's now take a look at what is shaping up in the West. You look at the Grizzlies. They're holding the edge for the last playoff slot. I am sure they'd feel better if they could jump up a couple rankings.
And guys, when you look at Memphis, they've shown me some very good things this season. But that next step, those qualities that could make them true contenders, just haven't been there.
Yeah, man, I'm sure they're disappointed in that. I mean, they were hoping to take that next step.
Now here's Morant. And he banks in the layup.
And how about the body control? Morant, even when under duress, stays calm, cool, and collected.
Here's Wanamaker. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Zeller against Morant. Zeller passes to Wanamaker. Puts one up from 19, and he gets the bucket. There's a minute 47 left to play in the first half. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. Last time they met was in Memphis.
Well, they coasted to the win in that one. Were dominant in the rebound department, and that was a huge factor.
Yeah, controlling the flow of second chance opportunities is the key. I mean, something they'll try to replicate tonight.
check the story out on Terry Rozier. He showed up every night and some noteworthy performances over the last month. He's averaging about 19 points per, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Yeah, it gives you something you really can rely on going into every game. And you can also work off of him to look to create for others.
4 on the clock. Allen for 3. And another miss by Memphis. Hornets leading by 6. Graham inside the line. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. 1:11 left in the first half of the game. Allen outside. Zeller against Valanciunas. And that one drops for him.
Finished off by the big man. A 7-footer like Valanciunas should be operating near the hoop.
Graham kicks to Rozier. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
The Grizzlies trail by 8. Brooks outside. Yep, that one goes in there.
He's such an effective scorer. Brooks knows when he should look to capitalize from this area.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Graham kicks to Rozier. The basket is good off the assist from Graham. Rozier's got the lead up to 8 now for the Hornets. Memphis has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Rozier against Brooks. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That one wide left. And so is Charlotte in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And we'll be back with you shortly.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. The first quarter for the Hornets was fairly even. They never put themselves in too much danger. 4 points was the most they trailed by. They were firmly in control in the second quarter, and their lead stands at 8 here at halftime. Shaq, let's get your take on Charlotte.
They shot a great percentage from the field and not by accident. The movement was good, they're making good decisions, and the coach loves to see that kind of efficiency out of his guys.
And now, Kenny, let's get your opinion on Memphis.
Well, they wouldn't have been in as big a hole if they weren't. They rebounded better. They've got out-hustled, down low, and it cost them some points. They'll be talking about that in the locker room for sure. They know they need to improve on the glass.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. You look at Devontae Graham. What a contribution.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
Here's Morant. Kicking off the second half. Here's Taylor Jenkins' 5. Morant now in at the guard spots. Jonas Valanciunas is out there with Anderson. And it's Brooks in at the 3. Now here's Graham. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game.
You know, they say there are no easy finishes in the NBA, but that should be easy.
Morant with a wide open look. Off target from 3-point range.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Greg, maybe not the tallest big in the league, but Washington's reach is the great equalizer.
He stands only 6'7", but that 7'2" wingspan, it allows him to play big, snatch rebounds in traffic, and make contested shots in the paint. I think the young fella's got a bright future.
And he knocks down the first one. Well, Greg, with your son getting drafted, you joined the ranks of some historic NBA father-son duos.
You know, I got the opportunity to play with Arvydas Sabonis in Portland, and remember DeMontis as a little kid.
No
and now
kidding.
He's an all-star last year. And, you know, I think you're going to have an influx of that in the coming years. Dwayne Wade's son is a terrific player. We know about LeBron's son's ability. He's possibly heading to the league one day. You just never know. I'm as a dad, it's going to get the opportunity to watch his son play excited, but I think you're going to see more of this in the future.
Cole and Greg Anthony. I like the way that sounds. That's tipped.
Oh, nice defense from Bridges. When he hustles like this, he's capable of swatting shots.
How about that strong defensive performance for this half's Mobile One block?
Determined to protect the lead with the all-out effort defensively. Superb anticipation on the block.
5 to shoot. The 3 from Morant.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively. And finally, someone scores.
Yeah, this is low output for both teams. This is ugly. The defense is having their way so far.
Here's Rozier. Softly drops in the floater. Rozier's got 8.
And the soft touch from Rozier. I like it when he mixes things up with his floating jump.
Pass to Anderson. He kicks it to Valanciunas. It's Allen on the wing. Rozier defending. Shoots. Allen's shot is off.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. The Hornets have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
The first free throw is good. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Biyombo is checked in for P.J. Washington. McDaniels comes in for Miles Bridges. Martin's checked in for Rozier. And Brad Wanamaker subbed in for Devontae Graham. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
And despite that funky delivery, Jackson Jr. has become one of the more lethal three-point shooters in this league, no matter the position.
And give his father a lot of credit. He and his mom. It's in his DNA. I played with his father in Washington, and he was a knockdown, deadly shooting champion with the Spurs as well. Now, as far as Jackson Jr., he's already shooting around 40% from beyond the arc. That's an incredible number for a player his age. It makes the Grizzlies very difficult to match up with defensively.
A shot by McDaniels, no good. The Grizzlies trail by 11. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Morant. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Morant's got his 3rd bucket of the night. The Hornets have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Pass to Biyombo. Here's Wanamaker, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
What a performer this guy is. He relishes the chance to hammer it down.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
3rd quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Out to the right wing. Up top, Morant, covered by Martin. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Easy to appreciate the physicality that Clark plays with. This is what earns him those calls.
It's his first trip to the line.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
He misses the free throw.
The potential is there. For Clark, it's about expanding the range so that it makes him more versatile offensively.
And he sinks the second. And so Graham will bring it up for the Hornets. Shot clock at 6. Off on the layup. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets going into the break with a 10-point lead. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, he put it on the platter, and it was served cold. Now, I love the poise, the decisiveness. This is how you run an offense.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Charlotte leading by 10. Washington and Zeller are in the middle. Ante Graham is out there with Rozier, and it's Bridges in at the small forward position. So that's the lineup for Charlotte. Now, here's Washington.
Well, I like that Washington isn't afraid to work for it. I mean, clashes with the defender, but still gets a shot on.
That free throw good from Washington.
Well, P.J. Washington defines what it means to be a modern big. I mean, the hybrid label has been turned into a positive.
He hits both from the stripe.
And they're drawing more whistles and working their way to the line here in the second half.
The Grizzlies trail by 12. Allen outside. Passes to Valanciunas. Over Washington. Zeller grabs the board.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Washington passes to Graham. Now the pass to Rozier. Clock at 4. Over Allen. Offensive rebound.
Well, I like how Washington gets positioned for the offensive rebound. He's got a nice feel for where he needs to be when the shot goes up.
Morant outside. Valanciunas takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Rozier kicks to Graham. Here's Washington, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Well, an instinctual scorer with a strong build, Washington puts opponents in compromising defensive positions.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
That free throw good from Washington. Martin's checked in for the Hornets. Dylan Brooks, he's checked in for Memphis. That one misses. And when rookies come in, there's a lot to learn, especially managing money. And Chris, the league is trying to help players manage those large salaries.
Well, players have great resources now that are available to them. So it's great that the league has lended a hand and said, hey, if you need any help, don't be afraid to reach out. Whether he's starting or coming off the bench, Valanciunas is a nice piece to have. He's a big man who's a nightly double-double threat.
And the first one at the line is good. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Hornets leading by 12. Graham surveying the floor. To the middle, here's Washington, and he makes good on the layup. Washington's got 7 points for the quarter.
A little contact, but Washington stays solid. And he uses some physical play to ensure the bucket.
Here's Brooks. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on Miles Bridges.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
And the first one drops.
45th pick in the 2017 draft. Remember when Brooks led Oregon to the Final Four?
And so he makes both from the line. 1:51 left to play in the final quarter. Morant against Graham. The three. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Valanciunas has got his 5th rebound in this one. Anderson outside. Over in the corner, Allen. 1:19 left in the 4th quarter. Can't cash in from close range. And Anderson gets it to go.
With the long frame and adequate strength. Anderson, he one-ups the defender in that shot.
Here's Graham. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Here's Brooks. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal. And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for Charlotte.
The bench gave him a big lift in this game.
And listen, Kevin, anytime your reserves can perform at a level that high, it puts you in an excellent position to win the game.
And so taking a look at their season record, this will be win number 31 on the year.
And it looks like they're going to spare themselves the embarrassment of being swept in the season series by winning this last one.
And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game.
And he's had a very good night shooting the basketball. A little over 50% from the field, and a lot of those shots have come against some tight D. That shows the level of his focus and consistency.
After 2 straight losses, they switched it up a bit tonight, giving him a much bigger role, and it's worked out even better than they could have hoped for. And here is Rozier. Pass to Graham for 3. Rebounded by Valanciunas.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
This isn't like him, and he knows it. The best thing they can do is try to get him more easy looks.
That's his 4th personal foul. At the line, Jaren Jackson taking 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that trims the lead to 6. Good on both. And that's an intentional foul. A bucket here would give them a bit more room.
True, but no need to rush it. Play smart.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6.
Well, it's clear that Rozier has a lot of talent. I mean, now the next step is seeing him become a better distributor.
And so he drops them both. It's a 7-point game.
A good league gets even better with excellent work at the stripe.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. They trail by 7. There's 25 seconds left in the 4th. For the 3, a rebound by Washington. And so Graham will bring it up for Charlotte. They've led by as many as 14 points. He lobs it up. Well-placed alley-oop pass into the layup. And the Hornets lead by 9.
Yeah, nice silky finish on the alley-oop from the stupendous feed.
That sequence couldn't have been executed any better. The 3 from Morant. No good. And so it's Charlotte with the win. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and playing with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And that'll wrap it up, folks.